Hey guys, quick video today, this morning on emotional dependency, emotional desperation. If you're feeling like you need something outside of yourself to make you feel whole, if you feel like you are feeding patterns of emotional desperation through whether it's through addiction or not being able to step out of toxic relationships or really just deriving your sense of identity, your sense of self, and your sense of self-worth from something outside of yourself. If you're feeling like really trapped by this, like you're in bondage, like you are, like you put yourself in a prison cell and you've given someone else or something else the key, whether that's someone in your partner, your boss, whether that's your success at work, your accomplishments, the amount of money you have. If you feel like you are dependent, like your inner state is dependent on something outside of yourself, regardless of what that is a sign that you are feeding patterns of emotional dependency and emotional desperation. And I want to share quickly two reasons why this happens. The two reasons that you are feeling so much emotional dependence right now is because either you don't love yourself or you don't know who you truly are. And they are really one movement, because if you know who you truly are, then you can't help but love and appreciate yourself. And if you come to love yourself, you automatically sense the wholeness that you truly are. You automatically sense the truth of who you are. So there's a bunch of things you can do for self-love. You can do what you love to do. You can really take great care of yourself. You can do a lot of things. But the essence of this is, how do you learn who you truly are? And the key here is to not be afraid of being alone, to not be afraid of sitting in silence, and to really going within and to feel that you are an extension of Source, to feel that there is something greater to you than this body and this mind, to know that this body and mind come out of consciousness, and that consciousness doesn't come out of the mind. No, consciousness, the field, is everything, and out of that comes you. Out of that comes your body and your mind. And that's what you are. You are this spaciousness. You are this silence. Spend time listening to the silence. And as you start feeling and knowing from direct experience that you are an extension of Source energy, that you are an extension of God, that you are one with everything else, your negative self-image starts dissolving. And it's your negative self-image that is really the root cause of all your forms of emotional dependence, whether that's on a person, a relationship, a job, success, or drugs and substances. It's because you don't feel like enough just by being you, that you feel like you need something else to validate you and to fill you up with the love that you don't feel yourself, for your own self. And as we learn and as we feel that we are an extension of Source energy, we automatically start falling into this self-love, knowing that we are divine, we are an extension of the divine, and that we are enough, and that it's an illusion to think that anything outside of ourselves can add anything to us. We may partake in the world for enjoyment, for just the overall fun of it, because we are life energy, and we do have this movement to expand and to grow, and physicality offers a lot of that, but we don't derive our sense of self-worth we don't derive it from another person, a job, status, from a substance, nothing. And if we'll just take the time to sit and to meditate and to go into our heart, to open ourselves to something greater, to know that we are not the mind and that we are not the body, to know that we are an infinite and immortal spiritual being. If we can find this place, we'll realize that we need nothing from the outside anymore, and that we only go to the outside, we only go to the external reality from a place of sharing, not extraction. And when we go to this place, we can really start allowing our emotional dependencies and our patterns of emotional desperation, we can allow them to just start dissolving. But the first step is to feel these patterns, to feel this desperation, to feel this angst and the anxiety it brings up, to sit with it, to allow your body to alchemize it, to convert it into balance. If you've been taking action, and if you've been feeding thoughts and believing thoughts of emotional desperation for a long time, it could take a little bit of time for them to all come up, to be alchemized. So don't get discouraged when you stop yourself from taking that emotionally toxic, that action from emotional desperation. When you stop yourself from doing that and all these feelings flood up, don't be discouraged. It's a good sign. It's a sign of a big release. It's a sign of balance. Whenever we allow something we've been suppressing for so long to come up, it can be intense at first. It can feel really overwhelming, but it's a good sign. And anytime something you're emotionally dependent on doesn't go your way, say someone leaves you, you get fired from a job, you run out of money, you don't find the success in the thing that you were putting all of your self-worth in, that's actually a huge opportunity for you to come into experience with the direct reality of who you are. Because then it's in that moment that these feelings, these intense negative feelings, become inescapable. When things are going our way, we don't have to feel the negativity of our emotional dependence so intensely, but it's when things fall apart, things around us are dissolving rapidly, people are leaving us, we're losing our job, things are really, really hitting rock bottom, that's when we become free. That's when we at least have the opportunity to become free. Because that's when we have to feel the feelings of unconscious beliefs of that we're incomplete. Life didn't make anything or anyone incomplete. You are a complete being. And to think that you're incomplete and that you need someone else, you need a certain amount of money, you need certain success, or that you need a substance to feel and be complete is an illusion. So when we feel these feelings and we let them come up and we feel them and we let them come into balance, what we are doing is we are becoming liberated. We are taking back the key and opening up the prison cell and walking out. And there's no greater gift than you can give yourself than coming to know who you really are by sitting in the silence, by sitting with your feelings of emotional desperation, by no longer feeding your patterns of emotional desperation. And through doing this, through coming to know who you are and making decisions that come from a higher place, come from this new discovery of who you are, then self-love automatically starts filling your being. And then you realize, I am whole, I am free. And it's a beautiful place to be. And I wish this for all of you. And I just want to say thank you for supporting the channel with your comments and your subscriptions and checking out my blog and just everything you guys do. It's so amazing. I love you all so much. I just love making these videos for you. And I just want to say thank you. Namaste.